Hello everyone. In this series of 75 landmark judgment of the Supreme Court, the another case is Brij Bhushan and another versus the state of Delhi. So let us see what issue was involved in this case, what the Supreme Court have held regarding that issue, which legal provisions are involved. So name of this case is Brij Bhushan and another versus the state of Delhi, and the judgment came on 26th May 1950, and the citation of this case is 1950 Supreme Court, and it was just decided by 6-judge bench. Let us see who all were there in the bench who have given the final decision on Brij Bhushan versus the state of Delhi. Chief Justice Hiralal J. Kania, along with him Justice Sayyid Faisal Ali was there, Justice M. Patanjali Shastri, Justice Meherchand Mahajan, along with him Justice B.K. Mukherjee and Justice S.R. Das was there. So these were the judges who have decided this case, and judgment came in 1950. Let us see the fact of this case. In this case, there was a directive which was issued to the organizer, which was a journal which a publication based in Delhi used to publish. A direction was in caution. Direction means, a directive means it is a official direction. What has happened in this case? There was one journal whose name was Organizer, and on that organizer, the Chief Commissioner of Delhi on 2nd March 1950, he had issued a directive, and he has issued that directive under the section 71C of the East Punjab Public Safety Act of 1949. And by that directive, this journal has to go for pre-censorship. It means before publication, that organizer has to go pre-publication scrutiny. इसका मतलब है publish होने से पहले it must be go through the process of scrutiny, and that power was being exercised by the Chief Commissioner of Delhi under section 71C of the East Punjab Public Safety Act of 1949, on the ground that it has the tendency to hit the public law and safety situation. So directive was issued. Directive means a government order, a direction from the side of the government, and as the directive was issued on the ground that it violates the public law and order situation. Now what happened? The editors of the organizer, they approached the court claiming that their fundamental right is being infringed by that direction, because every citizen of India has the fundamental right, and that to be the fundamental right of speech and expression under Article 19, Clause 1, Subclause A, to have the fundamental right of speech and expression, and even a publication has a right to express their views, where the pre-censorship order put a curtailment on that, because they have to undergo pre-publication scrutiny, in which there is a high chance that there is some words, if that is hitting public law and order situation, that might be suppressed. So the editors claim that their fundamental right is being infringed by the directive which has been issued by the Chief Commissioner of Delhi. As we all know, कि none of the fundamental right as provided in the Constitution of India is absolute. Same is the case on right to freedom of speech and expression. So, reasonable restriction can be imposed. And with respect to the reasonable restriction with regard to freedom of speech and expression that is being provided under Article 19 Clause 2, there are many grounds which are mentioned here like public order, morality, decency, defamation, incitement to an offence, contempt of court, sovereignty and integrity of India, friendly relations with foreign states. So, these are the few grounds which fall under reasonable restrictions, because if the restriction is reasonable, then that is completely justified. If that restriction is imposed even on the fundamental right. So, the main issue before the court was whether the directive which was issued exercising the power under section 71C of the East Punjab Public Safety Act of 1949, whether that is falling under reasonable restriction. That was the main issue before the court, and hence the legal provisions which was involved in that case was Article 19 Clause 1 Subclause A of the Constitution of the India, which provides for freedom of speech and expression, and this right is only available to the citizen of India, whereas as the fundamental right of speech and expression, just like other fundamental rights, are not absolute. So, reasonable restriction can be imposed, and that restrictions are provided in the Article 19 Clause 2 of the Constitution of India. Moreover, that directives has been issued by invoking section 7(1)(c) of the East Punjab Public Safety Act of 1949. So, these provisions were involved in this case. Now, let us see what the court have decided regarding the freedom of speech and expression, which is being provided under Article 19 Clause 1 Subclause A, which states that all of the citizens of India have the fundamental right, and that right is the freedom of speech and expression. Moreover, the restriction was put under the East Punjab Public Safety Act of 1949, which allows pre-censorship to be done. It means that allows pre-publication scrutiny before any publication is done. Now, the court has held that the order of pre-censorship which has been issued by the Chief Commissioner of Delhi, that was unconstitutional, because that has not been covered under reasonable restriction, because we know the law. The law is that none of the fundamental right is absolute. Reasonable restrictions can be imposed on it. And what are the grounds of reasonable restriction that are provided in the Constitution itself? If we talk about Article 19 Clause 1 Subclause A, which is an issue in our case, so reasonable restriction with respect to that is provided in Article 19 Clause 2 of the Constitution of India, whereas that pre-censorship order is not being covered under the reasonable restriction. Hence, the court has held that this pre-censorship order was unconstitutional, because it curtailed the fundamental right of speech and expression of the editors, of the persons who are involved in the publication of the journal organizer, because there is a ground of public order which is mentioned in Article 19 Clause 2, which provides for the grounds for reasonable restrictions which can be imposed on one's freedom of speech and expression. But this pre-censorship order is not justified, because that organizer is not hitting the public order. It is not violating the public order in any case. And if anything is violating the public order, then only that curtailment is justified, which was not in this case. Hence, the court has held that whatever is unjustified on the ground that it is not falling under the 19 clause 2, which provides for reasonable restriction, and that's why the order of the Chief Commissioner of Delhi was unconstitutional, which provides for pre-publication scrutiny, because in order to be something to be falling on the ground of public order, there must be the clear and present danger to the public order, which is not in this case. That's why the court has held that the action, the directives which was being issued was unconstitutional, because it was hitting the fundamental right of speech and expression, and moreover that was being not covered under the reasonable restriction as provided under the law. Now, there is practice question for you. One question is of pre, that is in MCQ form, and another question is in form of mains, that is you have to write the answer on it. Now, let us see what question you have with respect to this case law. You have to tell that what does Article 19 clause 1 sub clause A of the Constitution of India guarantee. It means this article is dealing with what kind of right? Is it the option A, right to freedom of religion, or is it the option B, right to freedom of speech and expression, or it is the option C, which provides for right to assemble peacefully and that to be without arms, or it is the last option D, which says that right to move freely throughout the territory of India. So, you have to tell in the comment box that which of these four options is the correct option with respect to our case law. And as in this case law, Article 19 clause 1 sub clause A is involved, and that you have to specify what is guaranteed under the Constitution of India. Now, let us see what subjective question you have. You have to analyze that what are the constitutional limitations which can be imposed on the freedom of speech and expression as provided under Article 19 clause 1 sub clause A, because that limitation can be only imposed if they are falling in the reasonable restriction. It means that limitation are such which the Constitution itself allows. So, you have to tell what are those constitutional limitations which can be imposed on the fundamental right of speech and expression as enshrined under Article 19 clause 1 sub clause A. Moreover, you have to tell what is the role of judiciary in interpreting those limitations. How judiciary used to interpret, as in our case, the judiciary has given interpretation that public order is not being violated by that publication. Hence, that Chief Commissioner direction was held to be unconstitutional. So, you have to analyze the role of judiciary in interpreting those limitations, and moreover, if those limitations will be imposed, what will be its effect on civil liberties, because every person has the right to life and personal liberty. So, what curtailment will be done if that limitation will be imposed, and that limitations are allowed as per the Constitution of India. So, you have to analyze all in the subjective answer form. So, do write this. Thank you.